without even planning, Tracy and I are getting closer and closer to wearing the same colors, just knowing what the other one is thinking.
We just are so in tune.
So in tune that you probably know what today's topic is.
Today is settings.
It is settings today. Everyone out there, if you like what you are hearing, please hit like, comment, please. We love comments, and subscribe. So we'll just get right into it. Tracy?
So how broad are we talking about? What broad settings? Earth versus space, or
You know what?
Europe
I never thought of
versus
that. I don't
like
think we need to
tractor
restrict
seat?
ourselves. Romance happens everywhere, right?
It certainly does. I guess I'll just say whatever I had listed.
Sure.
I listed 4 things in case I changed my mind halfway through answering.
Yeah, I had a similar dilemma. Yeah.
Well, we'll be sure to have different things then. So my first is going to be rather broad. It's going to be small town. What? A farm gal that likes small town settings?
Weird.
Isn't that strange?
Yeah, you should hear one of mine. I love small town. Yeah, I've written small town because it has an automatic setup for you, doesn't it? Right?
You get a lot of miles out of everybody knowing everybody, the cute little coffee place, the little cafe.
Yeah. Well, you can have the mechanic's shop, and I know I had a little spa, and then you have the specialty store and
the saloon. The saloon is one of my favorite places.
It's not a small town without a saloon in it.
You got to have your saloon.
Because I know down in your neck of the woods, Longview has a pretty classic saloon, and I remember in Sylvan Lake they have a pretty classic one, a sort of Hazards County kind of one. That's sort of a biker bar.
Farm gals need to visit the saloon. We should have a special farm gals in the saloon. Yeah. Anyway, small towns just have a lot of meaty content, right? And so much fun to read. As a farm gal, very relatable.
Yes, very relatable. And then it can spread out and web out in all kinds of directions, because then you were like, now I want to learn what happens to this particular character. I want to know their story. Yeah. I want them to find their love.
It's a great home base for series.
Definitely. So mine's related. And of course, we can't do a farm gal video without the ranch.
Right.
Another one of my favorites. I've done a few on the ranch. The reason I love writing about it is because it reflects character so well, right? Because if you have the Western romance or the cowboy romance, you have a ranch with its wide open skies and its ruggedness. So you can have a character that's both that sort of draws out that independence. And just like the land itself, there's a sort of a nurturing side to it as well. And, the female, there's suddenly these wildflowers there, and then there's built-in danger as well, because cougars are a real thing in southern Alberta.
Sometimes bears.
Grizzly bears just walking through the backyard.
Very real. It adds a whole other element that you can't really throw that in a big city story.
No. And because you can do that, there's a lot of leeway to be able to put in a gully here and a stretch there and trees here, and you can make your own ranch as well and still be within the realm of what actually happens.
Okay, well, mine is connected to that is nature. So you're hiking in the mountains, lots of opportunity for something romantic to happen. You're walking in a field. Oh, you're walking in that gully you just invented, or, there's a creek. You're just in nature and it's lovely.
And you're alone?
You could be.
And then suddenly, just like in the classic garden, out comes a snake.
Yeah. What are you going to do? Did you wear your stiletto? Can you crush it in the head with that? Probably not if you're walking in a field.
Well, and if you did, wouldn't it be great to rescue the hero with that stiletto that he thought was going to be so impractical? So my last one, I was thinking about, I went, of course this is your favorite, Moira, because you get it so rarely. It's a combination of both enclosed spaces and wide open spaces. It is at sea on a ship. Marcia Canham, I believe she's a Canadian author, but she wrote these swashbuckling romantic adventures on a ship, and it was great because the hero and the both male and the female lead were not entirely likable, but you could see where they were going. But oh my gosh, stowaways on a ship, competing interests. but you're stuck on it. Meanwhile, all around you, you have nature happening. You have those storms. You have those, if you're going to sail into a port where there might be a safe harbor, or you're going on, and then you can have battles between ships, but you're all confined in that one little spot, that moving spot. I just realized just how much I like that.
See,
because there's also Scott Lynch wrote High Seas Adventure 2. And yeah, I was swept up in that. Even though I didn't understand a lot of the nautical terms, like a lanyard and all these masts going up and down and swinging around and killing people and such. But yeah, I was there for the nautical ride.
Okay, I'm going to do a bonus one here. A bonus setting is time in history that it could happen. I'm thinking about your book that you're talking about. Is that piratey, contemporary?
Yeah. So that was historical. That's right. Yeah,
so it changes everything.
It changes everything.
What years you put it in.
It changes the values that the characters have. And that's why setting always seems, oh, that's just a backdrop. We often talk about setting as character, and it can be that.
Yeah.
And I think certainly if you're trying to convey a certain vibe, the time you were right, the time you said it, it will pivot on that.
Shapes everything.
Shapes everything. Yes, it does. Okay, what are we happening in our next video?
Get ready for the wounds. The wounds.
Wounds.
I know.
Okay.
But we'll make it through. I'll have my box of Kleenex handy while we discuss wounds.
All right. I'll see you on the other side then.
Okay. Have a good.
All right. Bye now.
Bye.